Alright guys, welcome back to this channel. In front of me are two keyboards from the Arturia KeyLab Essential lineup, the top one being a 61 key version and the bottom one a 88 key version. The 88 key version might look smaller than it actually is because of the perspective of the wide angle camera, so never mind. So in this video, we're gonna compare these two keyboards in detail and give you advice on which one should you pick for yourself. It seems that the only difference is the 88 key version got a few more keys than the 61 version, but it is not the case. Since the KeyLab Essential was launched a few years back, there are already a bunch of YouTube reviews out there, but none of them ever speaks on the real difference between the two versions. Most of them were merely going through the features of this keyboard, but no further dive on comparing the keypad. I bought both keyboards myself, not sponsored by anyone, just to find out what you will get out of the 88 key and what is missing on the 61 key. So let's get started, but before that, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Unlike many other keyboards where the choice between 61 key and 88 key is obvious, for the KeyLab Essential lineup, the 88 key version is also a semi-weighted keypad instead of a hammer action configuration that usually comes with a 88 keypad. But the keypad is actually not the same across the two. The 88 key version feels much better than the 61 key version. The 61 key sucks in many aspects. To start off, the velocity response between white key and black key is different. Same amount of force will produce a higher velocity value on black keys than on white keys, roughly by 10 or 20 in terms of midi velocity value. Even if I am not a keyboard player myself, I found this to be a little bit annoying. This problem is minimal if any on the 88 key version. Secondly is how the keypad feels or how the keypad feedback to your touch. Although keyboard feel is a subjective matter in a way, the 88 key feels much better. Pressing on the 61 key gives you a feeling of directly pressing on a spring, although I believe both of them are spring-loaded internally. The 61 key is light in the first half of the stroke, but gets much resilient towards the second half, and requires more force to be fully pressed down. It's hard to describe with words, but it feels nowhere like a real piano keyboard. The 88 key produces roughly an equal sense of damping through the key travel. Now let's take a look at their appearance. They look quite the same from the front, but the 61 key has a all-plastic finish, while for the 88 key, the bottom plate of it, if you can see here, is metal. So that makes the 88 key version much heavier, more than twice as much than the 61 key version. The 88 keypad has a closed end, in comparison to the open-end keys on the 61 version. The texture of the keys is also different. The 61 key feels like straight plastic, while the 88 key looks more premium and also feels better. A bit from Arturia claiming the 88 key to be piano feel, the dimensions of the keys are same. I measured the length of the white key, and they are both around 13.6 centimeters long, shorter than a standard piano keyboard. So it still doesn't catch up with my 88 key Yamaha synthesizer, which sits right beside me, which has a GHS keypad, which you might know is an entry-level keypad in the Yamaha hammer action lineup. So in all, the keypad on the 61 key version is my biggest complaint back when I first bought it, but my complaint is gone when I bought the 88 key version afterwards. In terms of functionality, I believe there is no difference between the two. Numerous videos are out there on YouTube, so I won't waste your time in repeating them. I've also done a few videos here on using this keyboard with Ableton Live and Logic Pro, so you are more than welcome to check them out in my channel. Last thing, if you ask me why you take the bother to buy two keyboards from the same lineup when there are like tons of MIDI controllers out there in the market, well, if you are like me who are obsessed with white color gears, you know what I mean. And if more coincidentally you also prefer rubber buttons than the clicking buttons, then this one might be the very few if not the only one that satisfies you. So that concludes today's video. I hope you find this video useful, and if you do, please give it a thumb up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. So until next time, see ya!